Same face, same power, same symbol. But one Superman became the law, and the other refused to rule. When absolute power meets absolute conviction, this isn't a battle for Earth. It's a battle for the soul of heroism. In Justice, Superman wasn't born evil. He was born from loss and hardened by certainty. To him, freedom failed. Choice failed. People failed. So he decided fear would succeed. He doesn't see tyranny. He sees responsibility. If one life must be taken to save millions, he won't hesitate. He believes that by taking control, by removing the chaos of free will, he is creating a paradise. A world where no one has to suffer the loss that broke him. His regime isn't just about power. It's a desperate, twisted attempt to enforce peace at any cost. Every law, every execution, every act of suppression is, in his mind, a necessary sacrifice for the greater good. He has become a jailer who believes he is building a sanctuary, blind to the fact that a cage, no matter how safe, is still a cage. This is a Superman who traded hope for control and now demands the world do the same. Kingdom Come Superman did not grow weak. The silver at his temples isn't age-its consequence. He watched the world reject ideals. He saw a new generation of so-called heroes act like villains, and he stepped back. Not because he was afraid, but because ruling without consent terrified him. He understands something in justice Superman refuses to accept. Once a hero decides he knows best, there is no line left to cross. His self-imposed exile wasn't an act of surrender. It was an act of profound restraint. He chose to let humanity find its own way, even if it meant they would stumble and fall. He carries the weight of every tragedy that happened in his absence, but he knows that forcing his will upon them would be an even greater tragedy. His strength isn't just physical, it's the moral fortitude to trust others, even when that trust is broken. He represents the ideal that heroism isn't about imposing your will, but inspiring others to find the best in themselves. The sky fractures as both Supermen land, shattering the ground beneath them. You abandon them. In Justice, Superman says, his voice cold as ice. And you imprison them. The older Superman replies, his tone firm, unyielding. This isn't rage. It's two moral absolutes refusing to bend. It's the collision of two philosophies, each born from the same heroic heart but twisted by different tragedies. One sees a world that needs a firm hand. The other sees a world that needs a guiding light. In this moment, they are not just two men. They are two futures, two destinies for what it means to be a hero, and only one can prevail. The silence between them is heavier than any mountain, filled with the unspoken weight of the worlds they represent. They don't fight to win. They fight to prove a truth. As their fists collide, sending shockwaves across continents, every blow is a statement. In Justice, Superman attacks without restraint, his every move a savage, merciless declaration that control is mercy. He fights with the desperation of a man convinced he is right, unleashing the full, terrifying extent of his power to prove that his path is the only one that guarantees safety. Kingdom Come, Superman absorbs the punishment, crashing through terrain, only to rise again, slowly but surely. Because restraint is a choice, not weakness. He weathers the storm, not just to survive, but to demonstrate that true strength lies in knowing when not to use it. Their heat vision clash burns the sky, red. They needed order. Shouts the tyrant, they needed faith. Roars the idealist. This is where the younger Superman's ideology cracks. Faced with an opponent he cannot intimidate or break, his control slips, replaced by pure unadulterated fury. And when his older self finally decides to strike back, it isn't with rage. It's with the precise, devastating force of a lesson that must be taught. When restraint ends, it ends decisively. Hovering bloodied above a broken world, the truth becomes clear. In Justice, Superman rules because he is afraid to lose again. Every action he takes is driven by the ghost of his greatest failure, the memory of the wife and child he couldn't save. He's built a global prison to protect himself from that pain. Kingdom Come, Superman restrains himself because he knows, once you cross that line, you never return. He has seen the abyss and chosen to stand at its edge, never giving in to the temptation of ultimate control. As in Justice, Superman prepares a final, killing blow. His counterpart grabs his wrist, stopping him cold. His voice is low, commanding, and carries the weight of a lifetime of wisdom. You don't save the world by owning it. For the first time, the tyrant hesitates. The certainty in his eyes wavers, cracked by the reflection of the hero he could have been. In the end, one Superman chose peace through fear. The other chose uncertainty over control. Power can enforce obedience, but morality decides legacy. If you believe heroism is more than strength, subscribe, because the line between savior and tyrant is a choice.